Hey guys, welcome back to my channel The Glitter Glam. For those who are looking at this face for the very first time, hello my loves. My name is Momita and I post videos on beauty and skincare. And if this is what grabs in your attention, do take in a moment to subscribe to my channel and also hit the tiny bell icon beside and make it gray so that you are notified to whenever I post a new video. And for today's look, I'm back with yet another classy holiday glam look. Now since it is New Year's and there will be parties and get-togethers, this is one easy look that you want to carry out to bid farewell to 2020. Now some of the products used in this tutorial are slightly on the pricier side, however you do not need the exact same product. You can most definitely look in for alternatives in your makeup stash and work with them. And do not forget to tag me on Instagram if you plan to recreate any of my looks. My Insta handle is given down in the description bar below. And now, without any further ado, let's get started. Since it is winters here in Delhi and during the winters my skin goes absolutely dry like the Sahara desert. So I'm going to prep my skin up really well, and for that I'm spritzing some rose water mist on my face and neck and then will gently tap it down using my hands. To moisturize, I'm using the Virgin Coconut Moisturizer by Spa Salon. This moisturizer actually feels like coconut in a bottle. It smells like coconut. It's just beautiful. It is extremely hydrating and gets absorbed into the skin in no time, and you need very little amount of it. So after dotting the moisturizer, I'm gently massaging it on my entire face and neck. Now I'm not going in with the usual primer. Instead, to add on to some glow for this glossy makeup look, I'm using the Versalis Liquid Glass Radiance Serum. I'd heard a lot about this serum from a lot of influencers and wanted to try this out. So I'm going in to massage it on my entire face. The texture feels absolutely beautiful. It does feel a bit sticky, but feels very hydrating at the same time. Just what is needed in this winters. Next, to start with the eye makeup, I'm going to fill in my brows using the MAC Brow Styler in the shade Stud. I think this is the deepest shade available. My eyebrows are pretty much light, so I like to go in with the deepest shade of browns available. So at first, I have feathered up all my brow hair with the spoolie, and then I'm underlining the lower brow border, and then will also outline the upper brow borders. And once I'm done with lining the borders of my brow, I will then fill in all the sparse areas and the bald spots, and then go in with the spoolie again in the end to blend out everything to avoid getting harsh edges. Up next, I'll clear the borders of my eyebrows using some concealer, and for this I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 Sand. You can use in any concealer that you have. So I'm going in with a flat brush around the borders of my eyebrows so that my eyebrows look very stark and neatly defined, and then I'll bring down the concealer to prime in my eyelids and cancel out the darkness on them so that I get in an even toned base for eyeshadows. And to blend it out, I'm using a deep angled concealer brush by Cuffs and Lashes. Now while the concealer is still tacky, and to prevent it further from creasing and settling into the fine lines on my lids, I will set it using some loose translucent powder and the same deep angled concealer brush. Now if your concealer does not settle onto your lids, you do not need to set it. Just let it dry and then you're good to go with the eyeshadows. Next, I'll do my base makeup first, and for foundation I've taken the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 150 Radiant Beige, and this shade, as you all can see, looks very light on my skin tone as of now, but this does oxidize and it really looks dark after some time if left for a longer time. So using a damp beauty sponge, I'm going to blend out the entire foundation on my face and my neck area, and you can use in a damp beauty sponge or a blender or a flat top kabuki brush to blend out your foundation, but just remember, using a damp beauty blender or a beauty sponge gives you a more sheer coverage of foundation than using a kabuki brush. So if you want really good coverage, then always use a kabuki brush to blend out your foundation. And after I finish up blending the foundation and to throw in some light on the high planes of my face so that it photographs well, I'm going to brighten my under eyes and the rest of the other high points using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 Sand. So with this, I'm going to go on the high points of my face, that is in my under eyes, on the bridge of my nose, my forehead, around the nose and lips, into the hollows of my cheeks, and a little bit on the chin area. And to blend it out, I'm using the same Damn Beauty sponge. I use this concealer as the brightening concealer just to bring in some light on the high points. And now to set my under eyes and the rest of the places wherein I have applied in the concealer, I'm using the Sugar Cosmetics Loose Translucent Powder. I'm going in by gently dabbing it in my under eyes and the rest of the areas by using a fluffy brush. This will prevent my concealer to crease into the fine lines and also brighten my under eyes a little. Next, for contouring, I decided to go in with a very light powder contour, and for that I'm taking in the Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Contouring Palette, and this palette comes in with a compressed banana powder as well, with which you can use it to set in your under eyes, etc. So using a random fluffy contouring brush, I'm going in at the usual places, that is the hollows of my cheek, the perimeters of my face closer to my hairline and my jawline, and will blend it out with the brush itself. And to contour my nose into a chiseled one, I'll draw in two lines with my flat brush starting from where my eyebrow starts along the either side of my nose bridge and then blend it out using the same flat brush. The closer these two lines are, the more chiseled my nose looks. Next, before doing in my eyeshadows, I'm going to dust some loose translucent powder in my under eyes so that if there are any fallouts from the eyeshadows, I can dust it off later. So using a small angular brush, I'm taking the color Rumor from the Revolutions Pro New Neutrals palette, and I'm going to apply it on the inner corners and drag it all the way, covering 2/3 of my lid space. To get a more intense pigment payoff, I have saturated the brush with some Fix Plus. You can apply these kind of shimmer eyeshadows with your fingers as well, and the reason why I chose in a flat angular brush to apply the eyeshadow is that it is very easy to get into the corners with the brush and also to create a soft cut crease. Next, I'll take this berry shaded color called Majestic with my Pro Art PE22 big blending brush, and I'm going to first apply it in the outer corners of my eye, and then I'm going to keep on buffing and blending it till it melts into the lids and looks well blended. Using a small pencil brush, I will smoke out the outer 2/3 of my lower lash line using the color Majestic. Now to highlight the inner corners and my brow bone, I'll use the same shimmer eyeshadow Rumor that I used on my lids. And for those fluttery eyelashes, I will coat my lashes generously using the Bad Girl Bang by Benefit. This is a full-on volumizing mascara and so good. I simply love it because of its wand, which is so thin that it becomes very easy to get into the corners with this. Gives the lashes a good volume boost without any clumps here and there. So I'm going to coat in both my upper as well as lower lashes generously with this, and then later off camera I will apply some falsies to spice up the look. And then I will dust off the loose powder big from my under eyes using a big fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to warm up my face a little by using in a bronzer so that it gives in a nice sun-kissed look, and also my face gets in some dimensions. So I'm going in with my Rimmel bronzer along my hairline on the forehead, in the hollows of my cheek along the jawline, and just a tad little bit on my neck. Now using in a foundation alone makes your face look flat, and bronzing and contouring bring back the structure and dimensions. Next for blush, I'm taking the L'Oreal Paris blush in the shade 08 City Explorer. It is a nice dirty rosy kind of shade and the brush is a blush brush from the Wet n Wild. Now I'll use it generously on the apples of my cheeks and a little bit on the tip of my nose. And with whatever is left over on the brush, I'm going to swirl it over my forehead and chin. And using a blush all over like this, I feel just puts in everything together and brings in a very natural look. Next, to add on to the glow we want in this dewy makeup look, I'm going to highlight the high planes of my face using the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Beaming Blush. So using a highlighting brush by Wet n Wild, I'm going to go on the high planes of my face, that is my cheekbones, the tip and bridge of my nose, my forehead, temples, cupid's bow and my chin. And now I'm ready to pop some lipstick on, and since it is New Year's, I decided to do a bold metallic lip to add on to the bling and will complement the look really good. So I'm using this beautiful plum shaded metallic liquid lipstick by Sleek Makeup in the shade Platinized Plum, one of my favorite lipsticks that I have. Now liquid lipsticks can be slightly drying on your lips, so make sure you moisturize your lips really well before starting the makeup. So with that we finish up with the face makeup, and now to set and lock everything in, I'm using the MAC Fix Plus in the shade Pink Light, and using a setting spray after makeup just melts in all the powders and other products used in and locks in your makeup and makes it long lasting. So I will drench my skin with this, give it a nice shower and then fan it down. And this, my dear friends, is the final look. This is one of those looks which is supremely easy to create and looks absolutely gorgeous. And to get those sultry smoky eyes, all you have to do is place the color, blend it nicely, and you have smoky eyes. And for some extra drama, I'm wearing Foaming Lashes by Calolis, the link to which is given down in the description bar below. Also, for your convenience, I have listed down the details of all the products used in this tutorial in the description bar below. You will also find my Instagram handle down there in case you want to follow me there as well. So do let me know your thoughts on this look by commenting down in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed creating this, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys soon in the new year with a brand new tutorial and some amazing content. Till then, do take very good care of yourselves. Bye guys!